racing. So Vengeance started as an idea in 2005. I was working for another company across town that modified vehicles for General Motors. They couldn't open their doors to the public. The cars that we built were set to dealership lots and sold as limited production packages. Think of a modern day Nicky, things of that nature, Dick Harrell. Unfortunately, that company only focused on the 4th gen F-body, and in 2005, the 4th gen F-body had become extinct. I decided that I wanted to open a performance shop and do it differently than it had ever been done before, and really focus on the level of service, the level of commitment to the customer, the product that we could deliver, standing behind that product unlike anybody else had ever done. But we've been open since June of 2006, and we have expanded and taken over the entire building. We've purchased our building, all 12,250 square foot, and every bit of it is utilized today for race car preparation and high performance vehicles. I got out of the military in 2001. I was an Army Ranger down at Fort Benning, stationed with the 75th Ranger Regiment, spent my whole time with them. So I found this company called GMMG over in Marietta and was trying to get in touch with the owner. Hey, I'd like to work here. I'm fresh out of the military. I'm overqualified, but I want to do what you do. I went there for 3.5 weeks every day to meet with the owner until one morning, the guy, Matt Murphy, he said, "You're just not going to stop showing up, are you?" I said, "No, sir, I want to be a part of this. What you guys do is cool, and I want to do it with you." I said, "I don't care where you start me, what you need me to do, I'll do it." So they thought, okay, we'll get this guy in the door and we'll run him off in another way. So they gave me a bow saw and they sent me out back to the parking lot, which was about 3 acres, and told me to cut down every overhanging branch from the pine trees that was hanging into the parking lot. I was 21 years old and I was an Army Ranger, so I don't think it fazed me the way they expected it to. I went back and started cutting down tree branches, and I spent a week out there and I cut every tree branch down that overhung in their parking lot. I didn't quit, I didn't give up, didn't get a paycheck either at that point. So they started having me move things from one container to another. They were building at the time the ZL1 Camaros, and we had literally 72 GM hoods, 72 spoilers, 72 sets of C5 brake kits, and they would have me move them from one Connex to another and just restack them. Didn't faze me, I knocked it out. So after about 3 weeks, they finally caved, and I guess they saw the work ethic, and they offered me a job. I started out as a utility person, so I started off sweeping floors, mopping, organizing parts, washing cars, and I worked my way up to where I was on a lift, working beside Mike, dropping cradles, doing roll cages, interiors, rear ends, and I worked my way up throughout the company until I left. It's kind of why I treat my employees here the way I do, because I have started from the ground up and I have experienced everything that they experience here, whether it's cleaning a toilet, mopping a floor, or tuning a 2,000 horsepower car. Don't think that you have to hit the ground running. Don't think that you are entitled to anything, because you're not. You have to work for it, you have to earn it, and you have to show people who you are and what you're made of. I may own this company that may be coming up on 15 years old, but I work my fingers to the bone every single day to provide a level of experience that people can't get elsewhere, and to ensure that our standards don't slip from what they were the day we opened. Before we opened the doors, I knew that I could build, and my goal was to build the biggest, most successful LS performance shop in the country. And in 2020, I feel like we've achieved that. We set the standard on multiple levels with service, performance, standing behind our product, and as long as we don't waver from that, we'll continue to stay on top. I don't know that I necessarily know the secret to the VR family, other than it's contagious and successful. We attract a quality client that is loyal to us, and we in turn are loyal to him. And it's just a recipe that's worked over the years. I treat my employees like family. We break bread a lot together. People know that we are invested in them. We care about their success as racers, whether it's just high performance goofing off or out representing our company in a high capacity. When they see that, it enhances the overall experience for everybody. It's very humbling and extremely cool to be on the forefront of product development with these new vehicles. On a personal level, it's just fun for me. You know, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to go pick up our new C8 that 8 people in the country have. So this is the main production shop. It's right at 5,000 square feet. It's got 7 rotary lifts, and we employ 5 technicians that work over here. We build production vehicles, if you will. I try to keep it under 1,500 horsepower, and it's essentially anything from a cold air and headers to built engine, built transmission, twin turbo, things of that nature. Everything that comes through the doors over here is scheduled methodically. Parts are waiting on the vehicle to arrive. Anything that comes in the doors over here is generally turned within 2 weeks. PRI to me is an opportunity to engage not only the vendors we work with, but to get out, see new product, meet new vendors, build relationships, be a part of something special at least once a year. But it's also a great support mechanism for my company and the racing industry as a whole to make sure that we can continue to conduct business and that we still have racetracks and race cars and the parts to modify them. It's a very big support mechanism outside of what the traditional show that people only consider it for. For me, wanting to be the best is just a sickness. I've never settled for anything less than the best in my life. Everything I've done, I've wanted to do better than somebody else. I've wanted to have better, do better. I think some of it comes from my youth of having nothing. For me, it's always what's next, and there is no level of comfort. It's truly what's next and how do we get there. A lot of that was ingrained into me in the Ranger Regiment. You volunteer to be a part of something special, and you work your ass off to maintain that, and you don't get complacent. The minute you get complacent, somebody goes by you and you're no longer on top of the world. I'm Ron Mowen, and I am PRI.